I'm Michael Gilroy, and I'm the host of the Doctor Who Tin Dog podcast, which can be found at www.tin-dog.co.uk. This 10-minute MP3 file contains 2 samples taken from podcasts recorded this year. The first is part of a review, while the second is taken from the anniversary special. Enjoy. It is worthy to note that immediately after the broadcast of this particular Doctor Who story, Outpost Gallifrey, or rather the forum formerly known as Outpost Gallifrey, it's a little bit like Prince's name O'Neill. Not, and indeed the Doctor Who Online forum, both crashed because everyone, and I mean everyone, was going, "Yeah, what?" about the very end. And I will discuss the end and what it means to us in a few moments. But as always, I'm getting ahead of myself. We know that all stories that happen at the end of the series usually expect you to have seen quite a few of the other episodes, or at least some of them. This is payback to an audience that is stuck with a story. Not that, of course, we need payback to stick with Doctor Who. Because I'm going to be doing a full review of the full story next week, I just want to talk about some of the points in this one. Basic points, such as, wasn't it great, can be covered fairly quickly, mainly with me saying, wasn't it great? It's lovely to see all of the characters turning up from all of the other shows, everyone coming together, in a surprisingly well written, because it's so difficult and it appears so easy, fashion. Everyone appearing, one at a time, without the Doctor, seeing the Earth completely taken out of its orbit, taken to the Medusa Cascade, the logic of the narrative followed, each of the little storylines covered, like the bees, like the approaching darkness, and lots of other things, all surprisingly well done. Recurring themes like the destruction of Japan worry me slightly, but I'm not sure why. It was nice to see that Clom's been taken out of its orbit and put somewhere else, preferably never to be returned. Davros was fabulous. It's as if the guy's channeling Wisher. Now, I love Malloy's performance of Davros, and this one ranks just as well. The makeup did take some getting used to. It was better than the last 2 examples, and almost as good as the first. Dalek Khan rocks. If there isn't a Dalek Khan talking action figure by the end of this year, I'll be very surprised. He is Cassandra, telling the truth and always being misinterpreted. Wonderful. I wasn't completely sure about the waving tentacles, but the voice rocked. And so we have many questions sealed up, but we also have new questions. Things we may never know the answer to. What happened when the Doctor was 90 at the Medusa Cascade? And why the Shadow Proclamation base station looks so much like something out of Kingdom Hearts as to be just on the edge of breaching copyright. For a moment I half expected the TARDIS to be made of gummy. And for anyone who hasn't played that game, I apologise for just going off at a tangent. In the bottom left-hand corner of Wales, a meeting is taking place around an IKEA table. Let's listen in. I've been monitoring the activity around the Hellmouth rift, and it's been surprisingly quiet, which means we can reinvestigate some of those unsolved Torchwood files. The thin one with the dry wit gets out a file and blows dust off it, in the sort of way Eric Morecambe would look at Ernie Wise's wallet. This one dates back decades, the winged monsters of Tunny Gulch. You know the rules. We don't investigate anything we can't have sex with. Apples and pears, Queen Mother, God bless her. Ah, but Monkey Boy, this is season 2, and we seem to be moving away from pointless sex scenes, so I thought we might look at this. But this isn't happening in Cardiff, said Gwen. And you know, the only time we lead Cardiff is Unseen Adventures and in spin-off novels. Oh, and in audiobooks. As a rule, we don't set foot outside Cardiff. Couldn't we just send UNIT? This is an audio adventure, which gives us an unlimited travel budget. I've rang UNIT, and they're apparently busy trying to deny any links with the United Nations. And after that, they're all booked up, recording a spin-off story for Big Finish, which leaves only us. Jack, do you want to do the voiceover? Torchwood. Outside the government, beyond the police, off Junction 21 next door to Comet Electricals. Quickly, to the Torchwood Mobile. Hello, Ivor. Having a busy day? What are you up to today? Taking coal to Grumbly Town? New shoes for that gold miner whose name no one can ever remember? A new hat for Mrs. Dinwiddie? Saving sheep from the snow? Oh, I see. You're off to see your friends Idris and Blodwin, the dragons. Oh, look, Ivor, you have visitors. No, they're not English tourists coming to stay in their cottage for 1 week of the year and driving up local house prices. It's those pesky Torchwood lot. Yes, Ivor, the famous secret organisation. Oh, hello, Mr. Harkness. Can I ask you a question? Asked the hitherto silent Jones the Steam. Sure. How come you get to walk the streets with a Webley Mark IV on your hip, and no one bats an eyelid? This is Wales, after all, you know, not downtown LA or something. It helps us sell the show to Americans. I mean, who would watch a show where the hero didn't have a gun and solved things using intellect and cunning? Oh, I guess you have a point. I just assumed you were overcompensating for something. How can I help you today? Flying lizards, said Gwen, in a voice that sounded remarkably like Jones the Steam. Ah, you mean the dragons. Oh, quite right, Ivor. I mean the non-existent dragons living in the volcano. Oh, you and your fast-talking city ways. I obviously mean the non-existent dragons that definitely don't live anywhere around here because they're not real. How are we doing for time, Gwen? Well, we're past halfway through the episode, so I think we're about to come up with a working hypothesis, so I can reckon the dragons are real and that they're in that extinct volcano. The one over there, in fact, boyo. Jack, I hate to be the one to say this, but there's been no homosexualist kissing so far. Apples and pears, Queen Mother, God bless her. Oh, said Jones the Steam. That's what you think. Me and Dice Station have been doing Little Britain only gain the village jokes all morning. I'm sure you lot do those all the time down there in that there Cardiff. Good point, Jones, said the also hitherto silent Dice Station. Let's go to the mountains, said Jack. Ivor says he can give you a lift if you want. I must say that's very good of you, Ivor. You think the plot is flagging and you want things to move along a bit. Let's leave the Torchwood mobile here and head out on Ivor. Gwen, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. Gwen nodded. Why doesn't your hair ever move? Is it a wig? Come on, you can tell me. No one's around. Oh, look, Ivor, we're here. Tosh, you've been quiet. Oh, you have a sore throat. And the narrator doesn't think he's up to doing your voice. Well, he's butchering any attempt at mine. Anything on that tricorder? I mean the non-copyright breaching scanning device? Oh, do you think he's noticed those dragons? What, those red heraldic ones spinning meters above us? Gwen, what's that flashing? Is it one of those anomalies from Primeval? No, it's a tourist camera. Ah, said Jones the Steam. So you've found our little secret. Every so often the dragons come out for the tourists and get their photos taken. The pictures are blurred, and because they move so fast, there's no actual risk of anyone believing the pictures are real. Those dragons saved our town. Thanks to the tourists. You're not going to take them away from us, are you, Mr. Harkness? No, but it is likely that Owen's going to try and snog one of them. I'd resent that remark if I hadn't seen the rest of this story arc. Look, Mr. Harkness, one of them wants to ask you a question.
Do you know Land of My Father?
No, it's Abide by Me or Nothing. You know, that still doesn't solve the real mystery. You mean how Ivor is a steam engine and he can speak? Oh, that's easy. Ivor was made from a living metal that came through the rift at the end of the Tea Time War. Sorry? Did I say too much? I mean, he's magic. Ah. Tell you what, let's go home and have a nice cup of tea. That's hardly a satisfying end to the narrative. Can't we blow something up or lose a loved one through a time riff, if you like? Will it help the fan base? No, not really. I'll just go put the kettle on. And so, we leave this quiet corner of Wales and journey back to podcast land. Thanks for listening to my pointless ramblings for over the last year. Be seeing you. You have been listening to the Tin Dog Podcast. Doctor Who and its associated shows are all trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Contact us at tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk.